Bold predictions. Graziano, give me a bold pick for this weekend.
Tyreek Hill has 200 receiving yards, and the Dolphins win the AFC East with a shorthanded victory over the Buffalo Bills. Tyreek's going to have to make plays if the Dolphins are going to win this. We'll find out if their biggest star is up to the task in their biggest game of the year.
Absolutely. We're going to dive more deeply into this game and explain why it should be a big night for him as this hour continues. Mike T, give me a bold prediction for this weekend.
In what could be Bill Belichick's last game in a blizzard that I'll be at Sunday, the Patriots win 9-0 as New England shuts out Trevor Siemian and the Fighting Jets.
9-0.
That sounds great, Mike.
9-0.
I'd rather watch my 200-yard game.
The snowplow's going to come out for the field goals.
If that game was being played in my backyard, I'd close the drapes so I wouldn't run the risk of accidentally seeing it. Swagoo, give me a bold prediction.
I'm going to run Bland. All this talk about the Cowboys having a letdown, no, sir. He gets a pick six. It's been a few weeks. Time is ticking and it's due for him to get another one. I'm going to run Bland pick six against the Commanders to keep stamping being on that all-pro list.
Okay, so we talked about this game a little bit earlier this morning and how, look, this is the one the Cowboys, they've been given a gift on a silver platter. They can't blow it. So we all understand what's at stake for them. We know historically this is a spot that they have stumbled. But let's talk about something different.
Who cares about history?
I want to go back to the beginning of the season. You were sitting in that seat with me, and you said to me, Greeny, this is not about anything for Dak Prescott this year, but moments.
Yes,
this
sir.
is about him getting it done. There's a part of me that feels like if not this year, then when? He's had the best season of his career. He's on the verge of having the 2 seed, which is the best path he's had since he was a rookie.
Yep.
Is this the year Dak gets it done?
This is a seminal moment for Dak, and this is if we're asking just about Dak, yes. The way he's playing, the level that he's playing. Now, the rest of the team, based on the San Francisco 49ers, but if it comes down to quarterback play, there is no one I'm more confident in the NFC than Dak Prescott going into these playoffs.
So let me put it this way. If there is a morning that we are all in here talking about the Cowboys season ending in the playoffs, what you're telling me is we are not going to be saying it was
won't be because of Dak Prescott. It will not be because of Dak Prescott. And the reason why I believe that is because I said this to you too, G, as we watch this season go along, Mike T and DG. Dak seems like he threw the caution to the wind this year. It seems like the politically correctiveness of his pressers talking about, he said, y'all deemed us something. Remember after San Francisco game, y'all had us this. Yeah. We got to go back to work and get it done. We've seen him in the adverse situations respond. And I know the schedule, people have talked about who they played. You play who on the schedule. And you play at a certain level. He's played at the highest level in the NFC at the most important position the majority of the season. So I think this is his best chance from the way he's playing and performing.
And I think, I just think that, like, the confidence and the command, like you see from him, when you watch him, when you listen to him this year, it just sounds different. And everything they told us would happen has happened, right? McCarthy takes control of the offense. We were skeptical. Would that work? It has. It has made Dak more comfortable and more confident. McCarthy seems like, the other night notwithstanding, it seems like a better, sort of in-game manager because of the calling the plays and all that. So all that stuff has happened. The question is, how far can they take it?
Absolutely.
Guys, in team sport, the definition of greatness is making those around you better. And I want to go back to a loss. They're playing the Miami Dolphins, and their right tackle is cutting one pass rusher free after the next screening. And these guys are draped on Dak Prescott, Bradley Chubb, Christian Wilkins, and he's keeping them in the game. That's greatness. Now, ironically, that wasn't a loss, but that's the Dak Prescott we're seeing in 2023.
All right, and gentlemen, this show has been magnificent so far, but it is about to get much, much better. I present for your viewing pleasure the one, the only, Mr. Ryan Clark, who is up with us from...
Where that man at? Where that man at?
He is in South Bend, driving across country, 3 generations of Clarks.
Taking the sun.
Driving his son and his dad
yes, sir.
in the car.
Oh, you got Pops too with you?
Yes, sir. See, that's so funny. You guys think that sounds great. That sounds like my worst nightmare.
That's like a reality show. Like there should be a camera in that car.
Having said all that, RC, you jumped in at a perfect time. We're talking about Dak Prescott, America's favorite topic. Marcus just said he is extremely confident that there will not be a morning that we come in here in the next 6 weeks on Get Up and say that the Cowboys lost because Dak Prescott didn't get it done. Are you equally confident in that?
Going into these playoffs right now, you'll take Lamar Jackson, you may take Patrick Mahomes because of history, but right after that, Dak Prescott is the quarterback you want. When you look at the way that Dak has played this year, the way that he's carried the Dallas Cowboys, there's no quarterback playing better. When Aaron Rodgers said it weeks ago that Dak was one of his favorite quarterbacks to watch, it's because of the way he's maneuvering within the position and within leadership. I love what Marcus said about his post-game pressers. I love the way that Dan said everything just sounds different, and Mike Tannenbaum pointed out a loss, because no longer are we walking into games for the Dallas Cowboys saying, if Dak does this, because the entire year, Dak has done that. When you look at the difference in him from the San Francisco 49er game on throughout the rest of the season, he was playing at not just an MVP level, he was playing at an elite level, a level that we always questioned, could Dak Prescott get to? The Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons. Well, he's there right now. And so now it's going to be about what the rest of the team does, because we won't walk in here on one Monday and say to ourselves that Dak Prescott was the reason that the Dallas Cowboys lost. They now win because of him.
I think that's right. I mean, that's a big moment one way or the other.
Remember a year ago, right? Why is he throwing all these interceptions? Like, what is going on with Dak Prescott? This is not his history. Hey, look, this year he's got 8. 3 of them were in the San Francisco game where they were behind by 100 in the first quarter.
Let me give my flowers. I got to give my own flowers.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember this conversation we was having about Kellen Moore last year?
Yeah.
And all y'all was like, well, they the number 1 scoring offense in the league. It's an efficient way to play football. And Dak understood, in order for me to get the most out of myself, this is going to have to be an effort of everybody around me. You go out and get Brandon Cooks, who's starting to ascend now and be a playmaker. But the most important thing Mike McCarthy did for Dak Prescott, I feel like, was went and sat down in a room and said, how do you like to play quarterback? How do you like to play this position? What do we need around you in order for you to be at your best? And you see that take hold. He said, I need a tight end. Jake Ferguson started to ascend. I need multiplicity at the line of scrimmage. I need to be able to walk up and say, get out of this and let's get into this play. And if you listen to Mike McCarthy all season long, for as much as he's been killed, because, we want to fire a coach for the Cowboys every year when something don't go right. If you listen to what Mike McCarthy said in the offseason, which is why I didn't have this visceral reaction to him taking over play calling, it was because he was going to put it in Ford's hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this about you.
The other thing that will happen is one morning on Get Up, we will say Dak Prescott is now the highest paid football player in the history of the NFL.
That's coming.
That's true.
That will happen too. Coming up here, did you see who Josh Allen was compared to?